What is going on, everyone? It's Nero again. Here for you, some Call of Duty Black Ops 2, playing some Hardpoint, this time on the map downhill, using the AN-94 with that goofy cyborg camo that just completely gives you away in any dark room or anything like that. But it's a good gameplay. I think you guys will enjoy this. This is a gameplay where I think a lot of you may have had games like this before, where you start off really sluggish. You start off at the point where you're wondering, man, there's like nothing I can really do this game. Nothing seems to be working for me in this game. And then towards the middle of the match, you kind of start picking it up, then you finish really strong, and before you know it, you've got 50 plus kills, and you're just tearing everyone apart. It's an older gameplay, by the way. It's an old gameplay, and I'm wondering if I've used it before. I've seen it multiple times in Sony Vegas, but I'm not entirely positive whether or not I've actually posted this gameplay to my channel. Therefore, let me know in the comments if you guys have seen it. If it is a repeat, I apologize, but it is the longest gameplay I currently have saved to my computer, because I'm in a transitional period right now between capture cards, so I can't record new gameplay. So it's the longest gameplay I have, and I hope I haven't posted it before. But it's a good game. You guys will enjoy it. But welcome to this week's episode of Dear Nero. It's a weekly series here on my channel where you guys send me in fan mail, fan questions, and if it's a good question, an entertaining question, I do my best to go ahead and answer it for you guys. The first question we're going to start this off with, he writes, Dear Nero, I just started high school today, and I was really nervous if I would fit in or get bullied by seniors, but it wasn't stressful at all, and the people were nice. Anyway, I was wondering, how was your first day of school, and were you nervous? Caden from Missouri. So Caden from Missouri, that's perfectly natural, like what you felt going into high school. I feel as though most people in most situations would feel some sort of like nervousness, some sort of anxiety towards their first day of high school, because you never know what it's going to be like, and you're always worried, you know, how hard the class is going to be, or the teacher's going to be mean, are the people going to like me? For me, like, the hardest part was, like, who am I going to sit with at lunch on the very first day? Because, like, you're wondering who you have lunch with, you're wondering if you have lunch with your friends or not, and if you guys are going to be in there together, if you're going to be able to find each other. I don't know why, it was always a big thing, like, who or where, not who or where, but, yeah, who are you going to sit with at lunch? That was always a weird, awkward situation for me to get going at first. Like, the first day was always weird, and then you find out where you're basically sitting, who you're sitting with, and you do that the rest of the year. High school is not as bad as everyone thinks it is. The classes, of course, get more difficult as the years go by, but you will be prepared for them, assuming, of course, you do all the work. And the people there they're not mean. You know, the people there are not. It's not like what you see on TV where people bullying each other and there's bullying commercials. At least in my experience, I recognize that probably does happen in some situations. I would picture mostly inner city schools, like giant schools of people from all over. I'm in a small town, and the people in my town, pretty much everybody knows everybody, so everyone's pretty civil to each other. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I've noticed in your recent Black Ops 2 videos that your prestige level is 6 and you are level 55. I was wondering if this is the prestige you're going to be staying at, or if you're going all the way to Prestige Master. Tom from Wales. So we got a guy from across the pond in here, across in the UK. I like it. So I did stop at 6th. I reset my stats. I made Prestige Master. I reset my stats. I went up to 6th, and now I've just kind of stopped. There's a few reasons for that. One, Black Ops 2 is not the game it used to be for me. Once you've gone to Prestige Master, then you're going through Prestiges again. You're getting to the point where you've played the game a lot, and I don't know, lately I haven't really had the urge or the crave to play Call of Duty or play Black Ops 2 especially. So I figured I'm just going to stop on that prestige, because, you know, if you were to go, you know, not play a game for 2 weeks, come back, realize you're level 10, then you got to grind on through that, it may not be the most fun thing. That, and I really think the 6th prestige emblem is probably the best looking prestige icon. So I figure, hey, I'm going to stay here, and I'm just going to, you know, continue playing the game, but not prestige anymore. This way I have all my stuff, I got my cool prestige emblem. And in reality, it just comes down to I've been playing the game a ton, and when I'm not playing the game a ton, I don't like to level up. But leveling up for me is really fun if you're playing the game a lot. It keeps it fresh, keeps it interesting. But if you're barely playing the game, you're playing it, you know, once every couple days or something like that, you're not playing it on a daily basis, then leveling up's kind of a hassle. You know, you prestige, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I wish I had my N94 right now. Now I got to wait till level whatever. Or really wish I had my M8A1 right now. Or if we go to play Search and Destroy, really wish I had Dead Silence right now. And just all that kind of stuff, and I figure I don't really need it. And look at that RC car. I was so worried he was going to see me. I ended up getting a kill on him too. At least I hope that was him that did it. But yeah, I'm sticking to 6 Prestige. I like the way it looks, and yeah, I've already Prestige 16 times or so in this game, so I don't really see a point going back to Master. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, I have a small Call of Duty channel on YouTube, and I get all of my gameplays with theater mode. When I heard that Call of Duty Ghosts was not going to have theater mode, I was outraged with an exclamation mark. So you know, be serious. So I wanted to let you know that I'm mad, and I wanted to find out. I wanted you to know that I was mad, and I wanted to find out why Call of Duty Ghosts does not have theater mode, and does this affect you in any way? Chris from the Family Guy clan. So the theater mode thing for COD Ghosts, I've heard about this. Wildcat in particular is pretty upset about it, because a lot of the stuff he does is in post and theater mode, getting different camera angles, different shots, and making different kinds of cinematics. You know, if you're a montage guy, making cinematics for your montages and whatnot is of course a big part of the process. I can't picture why they would not have theater mode. It doesn't make sense to me. Does it necessarily affect me? No, and I don't think it should affect you either, Mr. Chris from Family Guy clan. You say you record all of your gameplays from theater mode. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, are your gameplays being recorded by a friend out of your theater mode, then sent to you? Because I'm not trying to poke fun or draw negative attention, but I saw your videos and it looks like you have a camera pointed at your TV. It doesn't look like you're actually using a capture card, even in 720p. And that would be the only situation, well, those two situations, one, your friend sending you the gameplay, or two, you're recording with a video camera, where you would be forced to only use theater mode as your main source, as your primary source of getting gameplay off of your Xbox or PS3, whatever console you play on. And the problem you're having is that you can't record because you don't have theater mode. Then your problem is you don't have a capture card. The problem is you don't have a capture card, and the answer to that is you need to get a capture card so you can record your gameplay live. This gameplay, you can tell it's live and not in theater mode based upon you see the it'll say press X to be able to reload. You'll be able to see that on the screen. You'll be able to see little nuances and things like that. The minimap, I'm pretty positive, looks a bit different in theater mode as compared to your standard mode. So yeah, COD Ghosts doesn't have theater mode. That's going to be difficult for a lot of people, I guess, but it doesn't necessarily affect me. Hopefully, before the game's actually released, they will come out and go ahead and allow us to have theater mode. Next question, he writes, Dear Nero, have you ever considered having a baby at any time in your life, or do you feel like you just don't have the money to raise one, or do you not want one? If this is too personal of a question, I understand. Daniel from Texas. I don't want children ever in my life. Kids are fun. Kids are great. I have a lot of cousins, nieces, nephews, and stuff like that. And the best part about it is they go home. I've seen them when they're sick. I've seen them when they're tired. I've seen them when they're cranky. And it's not like you can't picture a baby like a new game. You can't picture like, oh man, this game's gonna be so fun. No, that baby is there for the entirety of your life. And that you're gonna be the father or mother to that child, and I don't want that responsibility. That is just me. I hate that idea. It sounds awful. Next question. He writes, Dear Nero, what is happening with you and Machinima at the moment? Are you planning on going to another network or what? Marty from Albania. That's Albania. We're rocking Albanians now. So he's referencing something that happened on Twitter, and there's another question. Let me read that out for you right now. He writes, Dear Nero, what is happening with you and El Prestador? I seen you got blocked by him on Twitter. So there's basically two questions. What's happening with me and El Prestador, and what's happening with me and Machinima? And these are both referencing things on Twitter, things I've said on Twitter, things I've done on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you should do it. Twitter is awesome. I like Twitter. So things with Machinima. I was pretty upset at Machinima. I had a question. It's a payment question with Machinima. And they're going through like a transitional period right now where they're going from partner affiliate representatives, which basically means we each have our own contact, our own person to email at Machinima and say, hey, I have a question about this. Am I allowed to post this or whatever? And that person would email you back. And it was a quick process. They're going from that to more of an automated system. This automated system will be Zendesk. Zendesk is a website. And you go there and you ask your questions, and then it assigns you somebody. And it's this whole automated technical thing. And they're in that process, that transitional period between that, and it makes it really difficult to get a hold of anybody at Machinima. And I was getting pretty frustrated with it because I had a payment question. It had been a month and a half since I've been trying to get a hold of these guys, and I finally got my response out of them after kind of just blowing up on Twitter. And now everything's resolved and worked out, and I don't plan on leaving Machinima. I like Machinima. When I first started doing YouTube, my dream was to go with Machinima. Machinima was like the standard of gaming networks. It's debatable whether or not they still are. Some people still think that. Some people don't think that. That's fine. I like Machinima. I like where I'm at with Machinima. I just wish this transitional period would go a little bit faster. So if I have a question, I get a hold of them. But I did get a hold of them. That's done now. Everything's good. Everything's fine with Machinima, and I like them. And the second one is El Prestador. What's it like to get blocked by El Prestador? So he started arguing with me and a subscriber or something like that on Twitter. And he's like, yo, look at these faggots stalking my Twitter. I'm like, I'm not stalking your Twitter. I just wanted to check it to see if you turned into a decent human being yet. Apparently not. And I seen you have the spelling of a 5th grader. Then he blocked me. And so I put it out there and like, so I got blocked by the master of puppets. Does that make me the new puppet master? I hate El Prestador, and I don't understand why anyone likes him, to be perfectly honest. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode of Dear Nero. If you did, remember to leave a rating where you guys feel he deserves. And that gameplay really came back around, didn't it? We started off pretty crappy. We ended up dropping tons of kills. Look at Cyber. Everyone's using Cyborg. I think this was recorded right after the Cyborg personalization pack came out, that the Dragon Scale camo and all that good stuff. So hope you guys all enjoyed. If you guys like your question featured on next week's episode of Dear Nero, send me a personal message here on YouTube, and I'll go ahead and read that, and the best ones will make it on the show. So hope you guys all enjoyed. Remember to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
I was banging 7 grand rocks, that's how I roll. I got 1 year ago. Are you bipolar?